guys, I wanted to talk a little bit about making games with Claude Code, which is what I've been doing recently. And this is the game I've been recently working on. It's a dice deck builder kind of game. Not a unique idea, I've seen this before, but I just wanted to make my own, and maybe it will be different. Well, I haven't played the other ones, so I hope it will be different, because I don't know how the other ones work. And I mean, if it becomes the same, then maybe that's okay as well. But I've only seen like Reddit screenshots of games like this. But the idea is that you build a deck of dice, and each dice has a class, and they're basically characters. And it's kind of an auto battler game where they take turns, and each turn they basically flip, and they have like their own AI where these brawlers try to flip towards the other enemies, and then the healers and the ranged characters try to stay away. And after the roll is finished, then they perform an ability based on what they roll. And yeah, I started making this like an hour or two ago, I think. And the prototype is looking pretty good. I added a outline shader and, well, of course, all the physics and stuff. This is not using a game engine. I wanted to see how well I could make a, kind of physics-based. It's not too heavy on the physics, but it is physics-based game with just Claude Code. And it seems to be working just fine. Okay, I'm also made a coin, and I guess the coin now landed on its side. That should be like the special ultimate ability of the coin. If it lands on the side, it does crazy things. Yeah, anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, the physics seem to be working fine. Of course, a game like this doesn't need like super realistic physics. As long as like stuff doesn't break all the time, it's just fine. Either way. Currently it's just, we're just prototyping the combat system. There's no game, you cannot do anything, you can just watch and you can speed it up. The speed up doesn't affect the simulation, it's coded in such a way that it's kind of, it just replays it faster, but the physics work the same even if it's 4 times the speed. Now, of course, the physics work the same, even performance is a consideration, and I'll have to look at that later. But the physics shapes are pretty simple primitives, and there isn't that much happening yet, at least. So we'll see how it works. Now, the idea of this video was to talk a little bit about the development of this game, and about about my thoughts on AI assisted game development in general. And I've made some findings, and some things have become kind of clear to me about making games with AI tools. Here we can actually illustrate one fact pretty well. Claude says that highlight works in battle. Dice show a warm glow result face. Well, I mean, I guess so, but now that I'm looking at it, oh, okay, it's actually highlighting the face and not the number. Yeah, like stuff like this. I wanted it to highlight the number in like a gold color, but it highlights the face. So, you have to be very specific, and this actually gets pretty tiring pretty quick. But let's go ahead and fix this. I wanted the highlight to highlight the number only in like a gold color. The face can also have subtle highlighting, but the point was to highlight the actual number. Actually, the face probably shouldn't have highlighting, so it contrasts even more. The face doesn't need to be highlighted, but the point is that the number itself should glow when it has been rolled. Also, the triangle die still have the same issue, where there should be 3 numbers on each face, so that because currently the number that was rolled is hidden on the bottom of the die. So that I asked you to fix the D4, but that is still not fixed. What did it say? It wanted some confirmation. Yeah, please continue with the rest of the reworks, including the D4 rework. Now I wonder, does it think the D4 is not working correctly? Because you know the only issue actually is that with a D4, each face is actually supposed to have 3 numbers. Like the numbers are supposed to be here in the corners, and you know it's supposed to be like this, not like this. Because now when the die lands, like is this a 1 or a 4? You don't know. And you know with the numbers being highlighted, the D4 doesn't actually break with the highlight system since we're not highlighting the full faces. You just need to make sure that the texture only contains the where the numbers are. This is a little vague, but I'm sure maybe it will understand what I mean. Let's hope for the best, and I'll be back when we see the results. And yeah, other than that, you know, while Claude is coding, I like to practice playing the guitar. I think that's the only good part about, you know, these AI systems. While you work, you can practice things you wanna learn. Yeah, I think like Claude has been doing a pretty good job lately, but I think since a few months ago maybe, it has been just super slow. Like it gets the job done, but it just takes forever to see the results from your prompts and for the prompts to finish. So that's kind of annoying. Also, like the visual verification, it's checking it. Like you can see, it did some kind of screenshot check. I guess this one maybe. So that's good. It's like actually verifying that the stuff it makes works. The only problem is gonna be that, you know, does it actually recognize that the contrast is super bad for some of these? I guess for the blue one, it's like decent. It's not terrible. But then for like this one, it's so bad. You cannot really see it. Also, yeah, I would also like it to highlight it the top one all the time, and then just make it even more clear when it's selected. So let's prompt that now. The top number that is being kind of selected should be always highlighted with a like a red color maybe, or some other like accent color. But then when the highlight is confirmed and the kind of ability is cast and the number is locked in, then we should switch it to the golden highlight. Now, the gold highlight should glow a little, and we need to improve the contrast, especially on the beige die. It doesn't really read very well at all. Now, perhaps we need to make like color palettes for each die, so we can adjust it separately for each die, so that different colored dice always read well in the game. Okay, something like that. That should probably do it. I think it's gonna get a good result from this. It might misunderstand what I mean by this, so let's clarify. And more specifically, I meant that as the die are rolling and moving, the top number should always be highlighted in a secondary highlight color. So even if the die is rolling in mid-air, one of the colors should always be selected, or one of the numbers should always be selected. Okay, that should make it clear. Now, another thing that I've been working on while I'm developing the game is actually like a guitar training app for myself, because you know I like to play guitar and I want to get better at it. So I made a app for myself to practice guitar, and it basically detects what I'm playing and then detects the notes with some algorithms. So it's pretty cool. It's nothing new, like people have made this before. I just wanted to make my own, so let's try it. Let's see. I made a couple mistakes there, but it seems about right. Let's see, 16. It's not exactly right. At least this isn't how I would play it. This should be 16 and then 13. Oh, it's pretty good. I think the sound was the actual recording. Now, you know, the browser app, like I get distortion from my amp simulator, so this doesn't really have that. So the sound might have just been the raw signal from my guitar. Yeah, it's getting the notes all over the place. This is not like how I actually played it. Some of it seems okay. So Claude Code just finished doing its work, and it was pretty successful. On the first pass, it actually got a couple of things wrong. It says that the numbers on the D4s don't touch outlines, but that was just a lie. You can clearly see that. Well, no, this is an updated image. In the previous one, they definitely did touch the outlines, and they were also rotated the wrong way. You can see that it's still quite messed up. They are not aligned properly. But maybe, you know, next time it will get it right. Yeah, the annoying part is always like the actual lying when it's saying stuff that isn't true. But other than that, it's looking pretty good, and it's definitely better than before. So I think like the mechanics of it is now working good. Now what we want to do is add them more abilities and actually make it a game, not just a demo of the dice physics working. Yeah, cool stuff. I guess we'll look at that more in the next video. I'll see you in the next one.